What is going on? I'm Zedmot, and we're gonna show that in that creator boost every single Supercell game. Doing a Janet giveaway on my Twitter, by the way. Jump into that ASAP if you play Brawl Stars. We are gonna skip on war ships for the moment. We're gonna jump into War Factory. I am going to try to solo it. Should be possible, I think, but we will find out here shortly. We're going to mark those shock launchers, want to deal with those guys second. Show you what I got planned here. We're going to walk our troops along this beach. By the way, if you don't care about War Factory, do check the chapters, because chapters are the way to skip things that you want nothing to do with. If you don't like something in this video, just skip on forward. You will be able to avoid all of the bad things. We are going to throw our two smokes, something like that, hoping we don't hit that shock mine, but of course we do, but shouldn't matter all that much. And now we're just going to throw some critters there, a shock there, and a shock about there. At this point, should be able to clear all of the things, assuming that some of our Zookas shoot that back rocket launcher, and then we're going to get some critters out. So that back rocket launcher is gone. Our critters are full on spread around all of the things. And now we have essentially soloed War Factory. We're not quite there yet, but let's be honest. This puppy is going down. We're going to play that Kesha song we love so much, because this puppy's going down, and we are, of course, yelling timber. Yeah, I went there. Sorry, folks. But, yeah, done like dinner. Just placing our troops in a decent spot. Obviously, you probably need a decent level of troops to do this. Might go through doing it on a low level in a little bit, but first we'll do some housekeeping, do an operation attack, and all of the rest of the things. I'm gonna guess we're gonna lose about 24 Zookas, maybe. No, let's go down to 14 Zookas, actually. Just a little bit lower number. Pretty clean hit, pretty straightforward. You can shock things underneath a sky shield. I assume all of you knew that. You can mark things to affect your troop targeting order. I assume you guys know that. 11 Zookas lost. Very straightforward solo. Might have been able to lose 0 troops if we really tried by throwing like critters on top of that boom cannon, for example, but didn't really care. We've got instant training, and reloading 11 Zookas spread across a few boats is pretty darn simple. Now, for those of you who keep asking me about Party Island is not active until March. I wish they would simply remove it, because that'd be one more island we could get some resources from, but it is what it is, my friends. Also, do check those tribes. That Scorcher Life Leech is a big deal for many players. Also, Critters spawned definitely helped us there. Now, I'm like 97% sure that Critter Spawn does not affect Everspark's Critter Swarm ability, but if you've noticed that it does work, do let me know. We have got an operation attack. Probably want to open up Humble Pie, simply because that's a little bit more fun. Ooh, rocket launchers by that shield generator. Not ideal at all. Do we go left to start with? Maybe. Look at that, 314,000 health boost on those shields. That's a big deal. So we're going to clear the mines for those back shields. What can we do for those other shields? We could, in theory, that's not a fun attack though. I was thinking we could put some Zookas in there, clear those 4 rocket launchers, and then put some more Zookas back in this neighborhood and clear that shield gen. Then what though? You know what? Let's do that. We're going to send some Zookas. We're going to send some of these Bombardier dudes. Let's go. We'll use the Bombardiers for some extra gunboat energy. Now, we've got in the neighborhood of, what is that, 13 attacks, where hardcore, I assume, is 1 more. It's generally 2 attacks. Oh, not a... That open had some struggles, so maybe it's 2 more. Maybe it's 3 more. At the very least, though, we're just going to go unboosted on Humble Pie. I'll show you my plans as we make them up. So, I've got too many boats of bombardiers here. I want 2 boats of bombardiers. Then we're just going to go with all Zookas. Probably could even send in some Scorchers depending on where things are. Nope, too many boom cannons. So let's go. Those rocket launchers don't range. Those rocket launchers don't range. Those machine guns don't range. So really it's 2 shocks we're talking about here. Oh, Everspark? Which hero do I want to use? Everspark's going to be useless to me. Let's bring Bullet out just for something different to do. And that should be plenty. You know what? Let's go with Bullet's energy drink. Just trying to get a little bit fancy here. We are going to throw our barrage on all of these mines over here. Now, if you mark the damage amplifiers don't shoot back, so marking them does not affect targeting at all. And now we're going to go something like 3 boats of Zookas into about here. By the way, this attack has a huge % chance of completely and utterly failing, simply because I'm making it up as we go along. And on top of that, I am unboosted and not having enough troops of any sort of variety. There's also many, many shocks back there, so we shall have to wait and see. Like I said, not super duper keen on this attack. I feel like this is going to screw up in many ways. Zookas are blasting away. We're getting all of the targets we were after. Now we just need to save some shocks, because otherwise all of our Zookas are going to be gone and we're going to have nothing left for those right-hand side shield gen. Okay, so down goes that rocket launcher. That is nice. We're going to go something like barrage there, and then we're just going to hang out. I really, really wish I didn't use my barrage there, simply because of the fact that we need to use our barrage to clear the mines for those left shields next. But with Bullet out front, I'm pretty sure we should be able to just clear some of these power cells, trying not to get too greedy. And this is where I don't like using Everspark. Using Everspark in this spot, she ends up pooping out critters, and the critters end up eating the power cells that we don't want to eat. And so that's why I went with Bullet. We're going to keep aiming towards this right-hand side. Want Bullet to stay right. Him going right is pretty clutch here. It's basically required in order to keep our troops alive, and Taunt is going to do nothing for us in this instance, because Bullet is nowhere near the buildings we want to shoot him, so him just using the energy bottle should be good enough for us. Now I'm in a little bit of a bind, because you know what, actually, you know what, we've got enough GBE where we can shock those rocket launchers. We're gonna then just let Bullet and the gang walk up that right-hand side. Just need to get enough damage on that stinking shield gen to get rid of it. Our Zookas are not long for this world. Some of them turn left, which could be somewhat helpful as far as keeping us some GBE. Bullet is having a rough go of it at the moment. Not gonna get it. Not gonna get what we need out of this. So you know what? Let's just get that kamikaze flare out there, hoping that our bombardiers, you know what, I told you this was not going to go well. Bombardiers are just going to get absolutely melted. On the plus side, though, we did clear that right-hand side so the next hitter can get that shield gen. I would rate that, you know what, you tell me your rating of that hit in the comments. I would give that probably a C-. I don't know, if grades don't even exist in school anymore, so that's a whole different ball of wax. We're going to jump into warships. Now, nothing has changed here, my friends. Nothing has changed on this account. I have been in and out of 22 a bunch, more than I'd like to admit, but don't have barrage, don't have GBE, and I'm about 5 chests from those heavy choppas. So, like this, the mechs and critter launchers and troop damage are this siren song that keeps calling me, but there's no troops there. So I really probably need to go get heavy choppas just to make my seekers work, or I need to swallow my pride and go with mechs and bombardiers, which are way back here, but I just can't bring myself to do it. So I'm going to do 1 seeker hit, but first I'm going to unlock barrage. I think I need barrage regardless of what I do. Only need tick 1 because I only need to clear mines. Now, for me, this season, I have clicked smoke instead of shock probably 1,000 times. Adding barrage hopefully makes that better. I don't know if it's something to do with muscle memory or my screen's dirty, but I've had a terrible time this season as far as sending the wrong GBE ability. Let me know if you're having problems with that as we spawn a level 23. Now we just need to look for shock mines. We know there's going to be a shock mine there. That's not the worst thing in the world. So here's the issue. Our seekers are going to go from there potentially over to there, which is a big problem as far as pathing goes. So what we're going to do is, first and foremost, I am going to clear out, and we're going to send 2 boats to that left-hand side. That is going to be for starters, because that should, in theory, they're probably going to go to the wrong spot. Let's be completely honest here. But we can send Bullet and the gang up in here. We're going to send 2 boats over there. And then as we get close, we're going to throw that shock about there. Yep, you see how I said my troops were going to go on the wrong side? Of course they did. They always go on the wrong side for me. Not sure if that's just a mistake for me or if everyone is experiencing that, but my goodness. We're going to send 2 more boats. This is not shaping up to be a great attack at all. Problems, my friends. Many problems. And this is where having the GBE node would be incredibly useful. The fact that I can't taunt, the fact that I can't shock, it's just, I'm getting absolutely pummeled. Just need those seekers back there to clear that shock mine. Then we can get all the rest of our seekers, assuming we have any, onto that final engine room. There's nothing left, my friends. We are done. I have gotten 4 engine rooms. Anytime I get 4 or more at this point, at least I know that I can get my next chest. The struggle bus is real. The struggle is real, my friends. We are going to retreat. Bases have gotten very hard. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to switch accounts. I'm going to leave this one for a second. As you saw there, my GBE usage was poor. My fizzle was a big problem, and Heavy Choppas are a long ways away. Now I know a lot of you that went this Heavy Choppa route had a bunch of FOMO because people were getting into Diamond before you. Just know that Heavy Choppas long term, I gotta go back and get them. Yes, I'm collecting in Diamond, collecting very carefully in Diamond, but my goodness, it is so frustrating. Now, we only have 3 keys left. I do have Heavy Choppas, I do have Bombardiers, I do have Brick. Bombardiers are where there. We're gonna go back and double check. Yes, our heavies are maxed. Yes, our flares are a decent level. Always do a double check of your tech tree. There has been so many times where I assumed that my tech tree was good and I had forgotten simple things like upgrading my gunboat to max. So adding 10% GBE over here on top of a non-maxed gunboat is a bad idea. What I have seen from people Heavy Choppa Russian, you know what? Let's go something. What can we do here? I'm gonna bring Brick, because we don't forget about Brick. This is my first Heavy Choppa rush. I have not seen anyone use Brick, by the way, but we are gonna give it the old college try. We do have shocks. Should we use Brick with her battle orders or Brick with her cluster grenade? Let's go with battle orders. I think battle orders should be a little bit better. Now, we are gonna go straight up like this. We're gonna flare onto that. Now, one of the reasons why this engine room exists is because it's gonna force people to get all sorts of heavies drop, which is not a great situation to be in at all. And now, once that's done, we're gonna get over there as fast as we possibly can. You can see we've already wasted a bunch of heavies, but on the plus side, we've gotten a bit of gunboat energy, so we can shock those 2 boom cannons, one at a stinking time, as they poop out more and more heavies. Come on, dudes, let's get going, getting those heavies out. I'm trying my best not to be that annoying person that clicks that gosh darn button. Now, as we get to here, we are gonna wait, then we're gonna drop all of this stuff, and as that happens, we're gonna flare onto there, And then we're gonna get that battle orders, and now I don't have enough gunboat energy for a shock, which terribly, terribly underestimated my GBE requirements. But just like that, 2 minutes 55 seconds. I don't know if that attack works for you. I don't know if that's a good strategy long term, but I have seen people using Kavan in poor, poor ways, so just wanted to mix it up a little bit. Obviously, attacking 4 engine room bases is easier, but for those of you who went back and got Brick all those times ago, don't forget about her. Might have been better to use Cluster Grenade, but I would have been GBE poor anyways. Also, leaving it to Bombardiers, which cost GBE, maybe not the best idea. But again, for this one, with a shock, we could be able to get up there. You know what, let's give Brick and her Cluster Grenade a try, just because, and we'll throw 2 boats of heavies out there instead of Bombardiers. They cost no gunboat energy, and then we'll just give it a, well, look at that, 2 Flotsams. 2 Flotsams in deedly doodly. Let's go something like this. And then we're going to flare right onto there. Don't care about your stinking Flotsams or your stinking boom cannons. Not sure why they're so stinking, but let's get going. We're going to get rid of that shore engine room, and then as soon as we can, we're going to get the heck out of here. So it is important. If you have smoke, you know what, I probably should have thrown a smoke right there just to make sure that our heavy choppas don't drop another set of heavies out. The more heavies you get out towards the engine room, the better. And the second you throw smoke over them, they stop dropping heavies. So we are going to get onto that final engine room. I am not going to use a shock because we are so GBE poor, and we should, in theory, be pretty darn good as far as that goes. Now we're going to drop these 2 boats. We're going to drop Brick, and then we're going to flare onto that final engine room. I don't know if this is going to work. I have high hopes for this, but again, I have just wasted my GBE yet again. Keep doing that. Brick's Cluster Grenade would have been super, super helpful as far as getting out extra damage. Almost guaranteed that that engine room would be gone by now, as you saw by that blast from the Cluster Grenade. Probably cost myself 10 seconds by throwing that shock, maybe even as much as little as 7 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's see if it makes a difference. Nope, it didn't. So we are heavy rushing the pants off people, doing slightly better than them. I have seen people doing things like getting Kavan on that far engine room and dropping the pink zombie heavies. I don't think that's as effective. I think there is some value. I haven't seen anyone using Brick, by the way. This is 100% my creation. If you've seen other people doing this, please do let me know, but I feel like Brick is an untapped resource that people have kind of forgotten about. Or maybe people just using Brick with battle orders to get, but then you got to get over that gap, so I don't really think that's an option. We will find out though. This one is even going to be even sweeter. I have great hopes for this because all of our heavies are going to be across that gap. What we are going to do here is I am going to go something like this. We are actually going to use 2 smokes because we want all of our heavies to drop on that far side. Little bit late on the smokes, little bit not accurate on the smokes, but most of our heavies are going to drop over here, which should give us great results. And now what I'm going to do here is I am going to keep tapping that flare button incessantly and be annoying. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's a nervous tick of mine or what, but I know you guys hate it. I try my darndest. We're going to go for that far engine room though, because any of our heavy choppas that die are going to end up pooping heavies directly on top of that engine room, which should give us a little bit of value. And now we are going to drop all of this stuff. I am going to clear out all of those mines right there, and then as soon as that pops, we're going to flare onto that there engine room. We are not using any sort of shocks or flares, or we're just pumping out all of the cluster grenades. That is exactly what I was hoping to do. I think this is going great. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, if this is the strategy that you have been using, if it's a strategy you've seen, if this is helpful to you. I've had a bunch of feedback from you guys saying that doing multiple tech trees has been super helpful for you guys because I can show you not only the Seeker's path, but now the Heavy Choppa path. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. I have been struggling on both tech trees at different points in this season, and the fact that I'm stuck on the other one, just collecting chests, waiting for 250 keys, and the fact that I've now got Heavy Choppas on this one is greatly, greatly beneficial. So do use brick with those Heavy Choppas. I know that battle orders does not work because you end up having to battle orders from here all the way across, but use those voids in the deck because over those voids you're not dropping heavies, you're going to drop all your heavies exactly where you need them to be. We'll do one more hit just so I can end this video on a loss because you know it's coming. I mean, it's been too easy for the Heavy Choppas. The fact that this wheel is spinning a little bit longer means we're probably going to get a 5 engine room. Nope, still a 4, but a difficult 4. I don't even know what to do here. If we go to that back one first and then we flare across, a bunch of our heavies are going to walk along this path and end up at that engine room maybe. And then we can do the same thing for that engine room. Let's just give it a go. I'm going to go something like this. We're going to end up getting all sorts of bunches of... I might have wanted to go across that void maybe, just so they don't drop there. We are going to clear these shock mines right here. I'm just going to let my Heavy Choppas get shot fully in the face. That should be useful as far as maybe one of them dies and gives us a whole bunch of heavies there. I don't know. I am not the Heavy Choppa master in any way, shape, or form. Just trying to do something useful. I feel like those heavies will be in a great spot in a couple seconds though. Just need a little bit of lovin', a little bit of good timing here. Come on, dudes. Make me look like a genius here. Come on. Yep, shock mine actually helping a little bit there. And now onto that one. Slowly but surely. And remember all those heavies I said were going to be super helpful? Yeah, they're all dead. So need a little bit of lovin' here from those Heavy Choppas. Unfortunately, the heavies that you drop don't target what you want them to. And now we're just going to go something like this, getting all of that stuff out here. Come on, need one more flare. Get those heavies onto that one right there. Our opponent has retreated, so we are in good shape. We are going to be slow. I think we are still going to finish here. Let's just get all of those cluster grenades out as we spam it. That was a good base. It probably wasn't a great base against Seekers, but against Heavy Choppas, that base did fairly well. 231 is not super fast. Our opponent did fizzle, though. Let's just see what the heck they did. How did they manage to fizzle against my base? Heavies and bombardiers. So, just a reminder that every 8 hours, someone else gets their Heavy Choppas. By the way, also, don't use heavies with bombardiers. Use rifles. You get way more value out of rifles than you do out of heavies at this point in the season. That right-hand stuff, just taunting and pulling all of the opponent's troops towards it. Clearly my mines are not placed well. There are 12 mines that have not been touched right dead center. This base does need adjusting. It is like a week old. This is the grandfather of all bases. I think I got this on like the 2nd or 3rd day of the season or something ridiculous like that. So the log was not looking good. The log is now looking pretty pink pony, I gotta say. So hopefully this video helped you. We had an operation attack, we had war factory, we had warships, different order than normal. Hopefully all of this stuff, you got some entertainment or some education or some fun, or maybe you just liked hearing that it was my son's birthday today. He got Tears of the Kingdom. If you have any Tears of the Kingdom tips, do let me know. Also, make sure you got that creator boost in there. A little bit torn, giving him a video game right at the start of summer where he should be outside, but you know what? As a kid, I definitely would have wanted the video game, so we went with the video game, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, that is all for me. Same Zed time tomorrow, same Zed channel. Do throw those comments, likes, shares, subscribes, all that fun stuff. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.